What's up guys, Dan Blewett here, and today we're gonna go over 3 hitter tendencies that you can easily pick up if you start to watch with a little more focus today, okay? So at the highest levels of baseball, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on. They're doing scouting reports, they're watching video, but they're also, with each pitch that every pitcher throws, they're watching cause and effect. They're watching the hitter's movements, the catcher's watching their movements. They're looking for patterns, they're looking for tendencies, they're looking for a clue into the hitter's psyche. What's he trying to do? What's his approach? Is he trying to yank? Is he trying to go opposite? Was he ahead on that changeup? Was that fastball the right pitch? They're always trying to make good decisions for the next pitch that's coming up, all right? So today we're gonna go over 3 tendencies that you can start to use immediately to give you better results on the field, because whether your fastball is super hard, you got great movement, you've got a sharp, dirty slider, you still want to maximize it by choosing the right pitch sequences and the right locations, all right? So if you're new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and share this video with a friend. Like it at the end if you feel like I helped you learn a little bit more about pitching. Okay, so here are the big 3 things that I want you to look for. And there's a lot of cues, but if you just start with a couple, then you're gonna be on the right track. Because for me as a player, no one ever really told me about reading hitters until I was in my 20s, which again, I had some really great caring coaches, but it just depends if that's their expertise or not, or if you're ready to listen to that message. So there's a lot of factors involved, but I know that I personally didn't get really good at reading hitters until the very end of my 20s. So I want you to hopefully get better earlier than I did. So here's the thing. Number 1, watch how they take pitches. So you're throwing a changeup, right? And I'm a hitter. You throw me a changeup and I take it like this. So your 1-2 offering was a decent changeup, maybe it bounces right here, and you see I held up just like that. What does that tell you? That tells me as a pitcher that I barely held up, right? My weight was leaking, and what tipped me off? Something tipped me off, probably the location, right? So if you bounce that one right here and I'm here, that says, okay, if I make a little better location adjustment, if that's a strike a little bit longer, he probably commits, because he was ready to commit and he was pretty much there and then just barely held up. So watch hitters. The take is very different. So if you see this, it's probably throw that pitch again in a slightly more attractive location. If you see this take on a changeup, however, or that says, I smelled it out as a hitter. I saw that pitch, or I was ready for it, or it wasn't that good. Whatever it is, I was very, very ready to drive your changeup, keeping most of my weight back where I could have still probably driven that pitch. So 2 very big takes. This one tells me as a pitcher, switch pitches. This one tells me probably the same pitch in a better location, okay? Number 2, I want you to look for their hands. So where do I hold my hands, and where do my hands move to when I'm swinging? So one thing you'll see today, there's lots of kids who are in the tunnel getting taught to swing for launch angle, and you'll see their hands kind of drop to their hips, and then they'll just be dipping and trying to hit dingers. What they're actually gonna hit is very little. They're gonna get jammed a lot, they're gonna swing and miss a lot. If you see their hand movement drop at all, or if you see their hands go out when they swing. So good hitters, their hands are very, very stable as they go back. They counter rotate when they land, and then everything is going inside the baseball, knob inside the ball, as they start to accelerate the bat. When you see extra movement, so you see this, you see this, that tells me my hands are in a compromised position. And if a hitter's hands go here, how is he gonna get to the pitch up? How is he gonna get to the pitch in? He can hit this because he can just drop his barrel to it, but that's pretty much it. So if you see the hands drop because they're trying to lift and launch, they're gonna not do very well. If you're smart about it, if you throw it down here into their bat, yeah, they might hit a dinger. But if you throw it pretty much anywhere else, this is gonna put them in a bad position. If you see their hands go here, their swing is gonna be what? Very long. They're not gonna be able to recover from that. So watching for hand movement in their early stride is gonna tell you a lot about what they can do and what they can't. The last thing is I want you, so when you're at the young level, you'll see them move their feet sometimes. You won't see that at higher levels. They don't move their feet. They don't change what they do for any given pitcher. But I want you to see their body language, and I want you to see where it looks like their center of mass is going and where their hips and their knees are sort of going. So when I was throwing to a guy and I was busting him in, I was throwing hard, and he was thinking, okay, maybe I can't get to this guy unless I cheat, unless I ambush, unless I get ready early. You're gonna start to see something as they start to go. It's something like this where they're making space to try to let that hip open up soon. So it's gonna be really, really subtle, but you're gonna see something that allows them to start getting that hip open so they can cheat to that ball. So hitters will ambush when they feel like they're overmatched. They'll ambush when they feel like they know what you're gonna do on the first pitch, or they're just trying to cheat and get ahead. So you might see this. They're like, all right, this pitcher's throwing a little bit too hard for me, so I'm gonna get my weight going a little bit sooner, or I'm gonna start to get my foot out just a little bit to try to get space so I can get my bat through the zone. So watch their center of mass, watch it really well, and see if you see any movements. Do you seeing them dive across the plate? So lots of guys with 2 strikes, especially smaller guys who are smart, they're not gonna try to yank the ball with 2 strikes. They're just gonna say, okay, I'm gonna stay within myself, and I'm gonna punch a ball in the hole to the right side. When you say, okay, watch their center of mass. You're gonna see just little bits, little cues of their head, of their chest, of their hips, things going this way, because they're prepared, they're mentally like, okay, if I see pitch middle away, it's boom. They're not thinking, boom, right? You'll just see little variations of where they're creeping and where they're trying to cheat. So hopefully this video helped. The more you spend some of your mental bandwidth as a pitcher really studying hitters, watching their tendencies, and the younger you start to do it, the more it's gonna start to click. The more you're gonna see, aha, that guy, I could see him start to cheat. I could see him start to go that way. I could see his hands move. Those are really important things, and that's stuff that you don't see happening, but it's happening on nearly every pitch at the highest levels of baseball. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video on hitter tendencies, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you're updated whenever I release a new video. Follow me on social media. My handle is @CoachDanBlewett, and share this video with a friend. I really appreciate it. If you like the video, give it a like, and I'll catch you here in the next video.